Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Shattered Glass Leader Class Grimlock figure. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look at the accessory and instructions that come with him. We'll do some comparisons and display ideas with some other Grimlock figures, some official and some third party. We will of course do some display and comparison ideas with his original Generation 1 self, some of the other Shattered Glass figures that have been released in the same toy line, and indeed the other two variants of this mould, including the standard Studio Series 86 and of course the G2 Universe version as well. So let's get started. I've decided to start off with him in alternate mode. Again, we've seen this only very recently use of the mould, the bright yellow one, and once again, not only is because it's Grimlock, it's one of my favourite figures. It's definitely one of my favourite characters. I just love it, and I don't know why I like Shattered Glass so much. I really don't. I haven't read the comics, not like the original ones that came out with BotCon. I just love the concept of it. I know it's a lot of people's Marmite, either they hate it or they love it, but for me, I just really like it. Now, the alternate mode is huge. It really is massive. So funnily enough, I've got a Shattered Glass Prime here by pure fluke, but you can see that he is towering above him, and even if I sort of tilted him forward, he is still a huge figure, exactly like that. Right, with regards to the original Grimlock, you can again see that he's massive compared to him, and then just as pure fluke again would have it, I've done a review on the new age take of this particular version, and as you can see, as you'd expect, way bigger than that figure as well. Right, the reason why I like it is he's so poseable. It's very articulate. You've obviously got the hips that will come forward. They'll move out to the side as well if you wanted them to. They will swivel underneath, and you can even, as I say, sort of press the claws down and up as well. You can see you've got loads of articulation at the shoulder, at the elbow, and indeed, do they move as well? Let me just double check. No, they don't. So you've got elbow and shoulder for the small arms. You've got neck rotation. You've got head articulation. I'm forgetting my words here. And you've even got, as I say, the fact that you can turn it, twist it, open it. There's loads you can do with it. The tail, unfortunately, not really so much. You can see there it is all tabbed together. Right. What you can do as well, and it doesn't come with it, but I've got the blast effect from Victory Saber here, funnily enough, and this fits perfect, and it goes with the color scheme really well as well. I'm sure you'll agree. Let me just get him to stand properly. He only comes with his double barrel blast, and what I mean by that is the original use of the mold obviously came with a wheelie figure as well, whereas this one doesn't. So this difference is they've painted the front end of the barrels bright orange. Now what I've noticed is if you wanted to, I don't know why you would want to, you could attach that into the foot. You could also maybe attach, if you wanted to, not so bad I suppose, especially if you put one in each side, but where it's supposed to go, and again I don't even think it's any better in all honesty, that looks like a power button. Just notice that. We'll have a look at the deco in a minute, but you've got two little tabs there, and you've got two cutouts on here. Now I'm being honest, I don't like this, and I won't be storing it on there at all, but that's because again he won't be in his alternate mode. But if you wanted to, you can store it on the back, and it would be obviously fine to put it there. I suppose the reason for that is good if you want to keep your figures and you want to change them between their modes on your shelf. You haven't got to keep going to a weapons box or a weapon tray. You can just store it on the actual figure. Now the paint apps themselves are brilliant. You can see we've got a little bit of purple there, of course, got the bright orange eyes. As I say, all these little details there, I genuinely thought that was a power button for some reason. And of course, as I said, we've got all these movements articulation wise, Autobot logos on there, beautiful translucent plastic there. We're going to see a lot more of in the robot mode. Funnily enough, I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. There's not much more to show you in this beautiful alternate mode. Let's have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, we're back. As you can see, he is already in his robot mode. Quick apologies, no transformation process on this video. Main reason is to keep the length of the video down. The second is because I've uploaded a tutorial video, so if you want to see it, you've got the opportunity, and if you don't want to, you obviously don't have to. Right, so here's his blaster ready. Before we go into that, let's have a look at his articulation. So although he's a huge, big, chunky figure, his head will go all the way around. There is a little bit of leeway to look up and down as well, which is great. If we move these out of the way, which is of course the back of the dinosaur, you can move it out of the way, and then you've got loads of unrestricted movement with how far you can take it to the side. You can in fact go all the way around if you just dodge this. Obviously if it's here, you'll go to there, but then you've got to readjust and just come around. So you've got a huge amount of range of motion. You've got the swivel under there, just under the top of the shoulder. You've obviously got the bicep flexion there in his arm, and you've got no, you haven't. I just wasn't sure. I don't think. Oh, you have. Yes, you have got the wrist swivel. I just didn't want to break it. And the only unfortunate thing is that gap there, but that is of course where it folds into. With regards to the lower half, you've got a waist swivel. If we move the arms out of the way, you can of course kick the legs right out to the side, full splits like so. And again, you can come as high up as you can without the restriction, sorry, until you hit the restriction, and the same on the back. So it's a case of maneuvering things if you want them extra crazy dynamic poses, but I'm sure you'd agree there's more than enough range of motion in this anyway. Plus you've got the swivel, plus you've got your knee bend, plus you've got your ankle tilt and rock as well, because you can bring these down. So again, for a huge big figure, it is very, very articulate, and I think you'll agree he looks lovely. The head sculpt is brilliant. That translucent orange is spectacular. Autobot logos there are brilliant. There's loads of little bits of mold and detail as well, so it's not like all smooth straight down, just little things that, you know, little finishing touches that I suppose do make the difference, which they should be, because it's a leader class figure. It's at a high price point, and of course it is this was the second use of the mold at the time. I just got mine in the different order, or different way around, shall we say. Right, let's take the blaster, let's pop this in his hand, and this will just fit there. You could also fit it in again in the shoulders. You could attach anything via the 5mm ports. It also looks like if you wanted to, you could do that. I don't know why. I've just worked out that you could do that, but there you go. I don't know if that's bad or not, to be honest. Maybe if it didn't have the dinosaur head all the way up, I suppose I might have a play around with that later. It will hold in as well, but you can do that. You don't have to, obviously. I'm just going to put that there for now. Right, I seem to have got the legs all wrong. That's better. Right, we didn't even have a look at the beautiful artwork in the box either, did we? Because we just went straight in. So we've got the Shattered Glass logo there. We've got Grimlock in his dinosaur mode, the bust there, because obviously he'd be standing in the box like this. So the box is a bit big for him again. It's not as bad as the Ultra Magnus one, but it is a bit of a big box. There is of course the alternate mode, and there is some product images of the particular figure. No, that's it. Yeah, same thing on that side as well. Nothing more to say about the box apart from it is beautiful. Let's have a look at some Shattered Glass figures, and as I say, purely because I was doing a Shattered Glass Doctor Wu figure, I have that there as fluke. The ones that I'd got ready for the video were, funnily enough, the Ultra Magnus, which you can see is quite a bit smaller, and then I thought I'd get a couple of the newer ones in, Sideswipe, Rodimus Unicronus rather, and Slicer. So I thought I'd get some of the new ones. I've brought out all the old ones and indeed all the Botcon ones quite a few times now. So I think what I will do, to be fair, is do a huge Shattered Glass collection video, to be fair, because I've got quite a few, including some of the original Botcons. But there you go. That's pretty much all I can fit on screen anyway as well, to be honest. So if I just move some of these out of the way, and I can show you him compared with some other figures as well. So funnily enough, just because again he's here as well, there's the teeny tiny little Shattered Glass Doctor Wu Prime I was on about. Absolutely tiny. I'm going to keep him there. I'm going to bring in official core class Grimlock. I'm going to bring in, just because again he's here, Deluxe Sideburn, Warrior class Strong Arm. I've got some right random figures here at the moment, purely because of the reviews. I'm sure you can guess which are now coming up on this channel. I've also got the original G1 Grimlock, which is still an absolutely stunning figure. So again, for those of you who collect third party, there's New Age, and then here is Magic Square. So all tiny, and of course do not scale well at all with these particular figures. So one last thing really to do with these, and it's not that, it's not, you didn't see it anyway, I just have no luck at the minute with all these videos. This is the latest version, the G2 unreleased Banana Grimlock, and this is the original one. There you go. So again, all uses, and I'm looking at these now and I'm thinking, apart from Ultra Magnus and Optimus Prime, how many other giant molds have they done 3 of in such quick succession? As I say, apart from your Optimus Prime, your Megatron, and I mean Ultra Magnus you can count, but I don't think it's a mold as big as this. I'm thinking as way back as the 2007 leader class Night Watch Prime and all that sort of stuff. I can't think of any. Please let me know in the comments if you can think. At the moment I'm stumped, but any feedback from you guys would be great, especially on the video as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. He is back available at Hasbro Pulse in the UK as well, so hopefully you can hunt him down like I did. And of course guys, take care.